heard a saying recently, if you do what you love, then you'll never work a day in your life. And one thing for sure about me, I love music, and I especially love hip hop. And DJing just happens to be one element of it. So September 2019, I got a chance to put an EP out, 7-song collection. But before we get there, you gotta understand the journey of DJ Bobby Black.
Verona! Oh yeah, all right, check this out.
So one day I'm randomly doing my YouTube research like I always do, researching hip hop, just like I always like to do because I am hip hop. I made a lot of money off hip hop and I want to know everything there is to know about hip hop. So one day I'm on YouTube and I bump into a video about a guy by the name of Disco King Mario, right? So we know about the Flashes, the Hercs, the Bambadas, etc., etc. But I just said to myself, there has to be more to it than them three. You know what I'm saying? So I kept further researching this guy, and a lot of information was popping up, and it was intriguing me. So I'm like, this dude's kind of fly, man. Disco King Mario, they saying a lot of people came from up under him. So I'm like, why haven't I heard of him? Why has he been swept under the rug? I should have heard about this guy. So what I'm saying is, when it comes to hip hop, I just feel like they should put out all the facts. Let us know about everybody, you know, not just those three. So the further I kept researching, I was like, I really like this guy's name, man. It rings bells, so I named my EP after him. The Ballad of Disco King Mario.
Do that shit, do that shit, do it, do that shit, do that shit, do that shit, do that shit, oh, do it.
From the south to the west, to the east, to the north. Come on, Bobby Black, and go off, they go off.
Yes, y'all. I took a beat, y'all. It's Bobby Black, I get them jumping out they seat, y'all. Yes, y'all. A freak, y'all. It's Bobby Black, I'm in the house, now go off, they go off. Hey, yo, test the mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I can't wake shit up. Now watch me shake shit up. I get lit. You know the motto when I step into place. Yeah, it's the ruler like Rick without the patch on my face. He's so vicious, you can't fuck with it. I get the party moving like a New York minute. 2 turntables in the mic and I'll rip it. My hat low, jury shining bright, it's authentic. Now, we gon' do this one for Bronx Della Mario. Turn up your stereo and check out my scenario. The magnificent, Bobby get busy. A special dedication out to Chuck City.
Yo, Big Blue, kick that gangsta shit. Well, since that's too low, maybe this is a little loud. Get it going, scatter ladder. People do the bend and stretch. Let me see you do the bend and stretch. Everybody do the bend and stretch. Come on and do the bend and stretch as we rock and go side to side. Keep going side to side. Keep going, follow up, go side to side. Keep going side to side. Keep going. Let me tell you, King and Free is definitely in the
DJ Bobby Black.
So before I even get into that, I gotta let y'all know that the first record or the first piece of vinyl that I ever owned in my life personally was Dougie Fresh All the Way to Heaven. And so for him to even get on the record, that was that blew my mind. I was in another stratosphere. And then Kid Capri, obviously I knew him from Def Comedy Jam fame and all that. But I had never actually got my hands on one of his mixtapes until around 2005. I had a 1999 Honda, had a tape deck in it. You know, DJ Mars lent me one of the tapes and he had a stack of classic mixtapes and actual cassette tapes. And you know, I used to rock out to it. And if you ever heard me DJ and how I rock and the aggressiveness on the microphone and stuff like that, switching in out of records, I got that from Kid Capri. You know, so fast forward the story, how the record came about. You know, me and Mars brainstorming, that's my partner. We done several mixtapes together and all that, this, that, and the third. We both from Springfield, Massachusetts. Coming up in the game, he put me down with the DJ crew he founded by the name of the world famous Super Friends out of ATL. And I just happened to be going live on Facebook. You know, I had this thing I was going live on Facebook. It's called No Trap Sundays. And I had found the original samples to a Showbiz and AG record called Party Groove. You know, I had the horn, I had the drums, and then I bumped into the Kid Capri mixtape live at the building. I bumped into that online, and he actually did the bend and stretch routine, which they sampled on the Party Groove record. It wasn't the same exact sample, but it was the same routine. So You know, I played it on No Trap Sundays. Mars heard it. You know, I sent it to him. He started playing it. So he calls me like, yo, we need to just make a record out of it because DJs keep asking him for it. So fine, let's do it. So, you know, after, you know, a couple hours of brainstorming and all that, we came up with the, yo, let's just remake Party Groove. And that's what we did. So to fast forward the story, you know, I rapped back in the day, you know, in the 90s, I used to rap. I was in a rap group called World Premiere.
Your brain blue, but now it's gone. Cause rhyme battles end up another sad song.
I decided, you know, just let me try something. If it's whack, I could delete it, you know? So I put the verse down, let Mars hear the verse. Yo, he liked the verse. So, you know, I haven't rapped in years, so I wasn't that confident in the verse, but I thought it was hot. But, you know, is the world gonna love it? So Mars said, yo, I'm gonna send it to Doug, you know? So he sent it to Dougie Fresh because we had already previously been talking about who was the greatest entertainers, the greatest party rockers, who had the greatest party records. And obviously, you know, the show is probably to this day still one of the greatest party records ever.
Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
So he ends up sending it to Dougie Fresh, called me back about an hour later, like, yo, Doug said send him the verse and then the instrumental at the end. My mind is blue, because again, going back to what I said, the first piece of vinyl I ever owned and was Dougie Fresh All the Way to Heaven. So after we sent it to Doug, you know, a couple weeks, boom, he sends it back. And like I say, man, the rest is history. And now you got Bend and Stretch.
Put your hands up.
Bobby Black in the house, so stop the faking. I give them light feet, cause they ain't like me. Now shall I proceed? It's all the world to ATL, we like, what up, though? It's kinda simple, I can show you this is how it go. The first step to get your ass on the dance floor. 1, 2, DJ Mars, show the people how we do.
Come on, ATL, where the party don't stop.
Now over there.
Everybody put your hands up high. Bobby Black, you know how we do. All the ladies say, somebody say,
new kicks, fly chicks, cars in the streets, fly beats, hurting traffic. Sidewalks packed, what's the bank kid? Stop it, get ready for the 4, 5, 6 when I drop it. Slim and trips, fish and chips. If you really wanna get with this uptown, shake and make, take and break. Harlem is forever, we always move together for real.
Tell me where y'all from, baby. Tell me where y'all from. Tell me where y'all from, baby. Tell me where y'all from. Come on. We're ATL. We're Harlem at. Let me see it. Come on. I see you. Now I want to know something. Come on. How many of y'all used to live in New York? Put your hands up. If you lived in New York, put your hands in the air. Come on. Now I want to know how many of y'all here born and raised. ATL. Put your hands up. Pure ATL. Put your hand up and reach. Come on. So ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate once again life, as we keep this party going, it don't stop. DJ Bobby Black.
So how did I get my start in music? Like from the beginning. So how, like most black kids, I started at church. I started playing at church. I played the drums. I actually started right here, 57 Bay Street, Springfield, Mass. Holy Trinity Church of God in Christ. But I started playing the drums. I had to sing in the choir every Sunday, so I had to come to church singing in the choir. I didn't like singing in the choir, and my cousin Jerome played the drums. My man Daryl, he played the drums, so I started playing the drums right along with him. We were the same age, little kids. I'm talking about 6 years old. I started playing the drums, and my cousin Jerome, he wouldn't really let us get that much shine, so my grandmother brought me some bongos.
I noticed that they kept chasing him off and he wanted to play. So I said, well, I'm gonna buy him some bongos. They don't have that at church. So I went out and bought him some bongos, and he's been playing ever since. But he was real good. He had music in him.
So I would play the bongos, and I got nice on those. I started playing the congos.
I bought him those bongos, and they took him on till he got a bigger bongo, and then he started DJing after that.
People look at me on stages sometimes because I was so quiet as a kid. And they would, how's he out on stage? He's screaming on the microphone in front of these big crowds.
I couldn't almost believe it. His mother came to me and said, Dwayne has changed his name to Bobby Black. I said, Bobby Black, where did he get that from?
Well, I was really surprised when Dwayne started DJing because he was always so quiet. He never spoke a lot. And he wasn't the one to be the loudest one anywhere, or he always had a soft voice. I still have to say, sometimes, can you say it again? Because he always had a really soft voice. He wasn't really loud and boisterous how you see some other people, young men. So when I saw him DJing, I said, DJing? And I was surprised because I thought he was going to be a rapper because he was writing rap music. And but when he started DJing, I said, DJing. And then when I heard it, I couldn't believe that was his voice that was coming out of his mouth.
This is 32 William Sears Jr. Road, Robinson Garden Project, Springfield, Mass. This is where my father grew up. This is my grandmother used to live right here. My father was a concert promoter.
And he was one of the first promoters really here in Springfield to bring Run DMC and other groups to this area.
Do a lot of shows. He brought New Edition here, brought Grandmaster Melly Mel and the Furious 5 here. He brought Run DMC here. Do a lot of big shows, man. I can't remember them all. I was just a baby, but I said that was his room down there. We used to put cardboard right here in the grass. We used to break dance and all that. My man Faustino lived across the street. He gave me my first tape to dub, man. Run DMC, Raise a Hell, man. Good memories. Actually, the funny thing about this, my wife's father used to live in this corridor over here. So her and my father grew up together. And he actually is the one that came up with, yo, you should just name your son after your father. We all called him Copeland, so just name him Copeland.
His father deceased right now. He's deceased. So his father would be so elated the music that he's doing right now.
But right here, Robinson Garden, man, Springfield, Mass. A lot of history, man. DJ Bobby Black. It's my history, yo.
Blaze, get on the beat.
DJ Bobby Black.
Right now, we're on the campus of Springfield Technical Community College. I called it 13th grade because it's directly across the street from my high school. So I basically left high school and came over here. Well, I went to Westfield State College for a year, ended up dropping out of there, and I came here. So to fast forward the story, this little intersection right here, right? I had a class to go to, I had an English class to go to, and I will always pass my man Blaze. That's the one who taught me how to DJ, you know what I mean? Shout out my man Blaze, he actually made the beat for I Get Stupid on the EP. So I will always pass Blaze in this intersection. And I would always ask him, yo, what you getting ready to do? And his response was always, about to go get something to roll up and go the turntables. So I had a decision to make. Am I gonna go to English class or am I gonna go get with Blaze with the turntables? And obviously you know the decision that I would make.
Hey yo, live from the 404, it's Bobby 413. I get stupid on a Blaze Gator beat.
Say what?
You hear the drums that coming beating down your block.
Say what?
You hear them drums, they got them shaking out the sock. Hey yo, they in a party that the ruler can't rock.
Say what?
They in the shades that Bobby Black can make it hot. Hey yo, from VA to LA, with him the long way. Bobby Black the ruler put my posse on Broadway. Lights, camera, action, Frank Sinatra did it my way. Watch the B-boy turn the rap game sideways. But anyways, somebody tell him, man. Hold on, Blaze, I got it from here. Check me out. Hey, yo, I wanna rock right now. Put an L in the sky, now watch me get down. Put your hand in the air and wave it like you don't care. Gotta let them know that Bobby Black the ruler in here. I gotta let them know that Bobby Black the ruler get lit. Bring the bottles out, it's time to get it poppin' in here. Gotta let them know that Bobby Black the ruler, no joke. Put the game in a choke, they don't want no smoke.
DJ Bobby Black.
Corona.
Yeah. Oh, that was you.
Yeah, that was me, dude. Yeah.
That's what's up. Rap City in the basement. Okay, this is clear now.
Yeah,
Bobby Black is in the building. Throw your A's up.
H-Town. Springfield Mass in the building, though. You know.
That's what's up. Introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, I'm Bobby Black. ATL, world famous Super Friends, Hard Knocks in the building. Doing it real big. I'm from Springfield, Mass, you know, but on the ATL right now. We doing it up. You know, DJing about 10 years, doing my thing, crazy mixtapes everywhere. Just picked up a new award, you know, SCA joint, peep that out right there.
Okay.
You know, best rap mixtape 2004. It's real heavy, Tig. It's heavy, Tig.
Oh, nice.
What'd you say, Tig? Cut the check?
CTC, cut the check.
2003, the year's 2003, I put my very first mixtape out, Down and Dirty 1. The Source had just put a, the South had just really started bubbling crazy at this time, 2003. South started bubbling, Lil Jon was tearing the charts up, ATL just started going crazy. So, boom, I had put this mixtape out, Down and Dirty 1. At the time, The Source had put a issue out, brand new issue, and it was a double-sided cover. Well, two different covers, same issue. Outkast was on one cover, Lil Jon, Bone Crusher, and David Banner was on the other cover. So inside of the magazine, they had a column called Tale of the Tape. They had featured my mixtape in there. Boom, very top one. Only one to show the mixtape cover, Down and Dirty 1. So I'm excited, like, oh, my very first mixtape is in The Source. Come on, man, I'm in The Source, my first mixtape, it was crazy. So anyways, to fast forward the story, so from there, it just went on, man. After that, I ended up on Rap City, and I continued to do the mixtape.
So you got some things popping, man. Some mixed CDs, as always. You know, you always on that hustle, though.
I'm the ruler, man. You know what I'm saying? The Down and Dirty King. I'm doing it real big with my man Gucci, man. He got the new joint, you know, Icy, Trap House, the album. Big Cat Records. We got the Street Certified joint. Me and Mike Jones, New Part 11. I'm everywhere, man. What's up?
Ron G was the very first mixtape I ever had. Ron G Part 5. That was the very first mixtape I ever got my hands on. But when I heard DJ Juice, one of his mixtapes, that changed everything for me because his intros were so out of here. They were like, it was like mini movies, man. I couldn't understand how he was doing it.
It is my honor to introduce to you DJs.
So obviously after Juice, more and more mixtape DJs and mixtapes started coming across my plate. I started bumping into cats like Dirty Harry, who had the crazy ill intros, and Green Lantern, who had the crazy ill intros. Like, I was really into the intros, you know what I mean? So I was basically taking that type of style because that's stuff I grew up on, and I was applying it to my mixtapes down here with Southern music, and it was working for me, man. I remember like cats like Doo-Wop. Doo-Wop would have a tape and he had the Bounce Squad, so they would do like exclusive freestyles to his tapes. So like, you know, taking that type of method, applying it down here to my tapes on Southern music, and it was working, you know what I mean? Then DJ Clue would do a whole tape, 20 records that you never even heard in your entire life. So if you take that type of style and you apply it to somebody that's never done it, down here with South music, it was working for us, you know what I mean? So and then shout out to cats like Craig G, DJ SNS, Super Salute SNS. He did the Treat 'Em Right record on the EP for me, man. His tapes was crazy. So this is everything I was growing up on. So I was just basically kind of taking that type of style and I was applying it down here to my tapes. But for Southern music, and it was working for me, man. A lot of cats was adapting to it, man. It catapulted me into doing a lot of tapes with a lot of different people that I never thought would happen. Like, you know what I mean, doing tapes with T.I., Ludacris, Trina, Rick Ross. I could say early 2 Chainz tapes. You know what I mean? This is when he was Titty Boy. But you know what I mean? The list could go on and on. We can talk about that all day. But yeah, man, definitely, man, super salute to the mixtape DJ.
Down and dirty.
Just get your boys and bring the noise, then just swing it. The water people swing it.
I need everybody to report to my dance floor right now. We about to shake the roof off the building. Bobby Black, SNS.
The water people swing it.
It ain't a problem as long as you get it right. Hit the corn on the floor, do whatever you like. Go hit the Dougie in their face like it's 83. They run a man on the beat, 1993. Go check your head like you chingy like it's 03. Lean with it, rock with it in my white tee. Say Bobby Black, now is you rolling, bitch, I might be. Now make that movie, do the right thing, Spike Lee. Now Harlem shake it on the hater, wipe me down with it. Center the play, get him a run and rock the boat with it. Crisscross, I make a jump like it's 92. Lil John get low like it's 02. Now remember what I say, you do what you like. Because there's only one rule you can break tonight. So just get your boys and bring the noise and just swing it.
The water people swing it.
Say, oh, and I love you, baby. Oh, and I love you, baby. I love you, baby.
Yeah, they was almost there, Black. Okay, come on, Black, come on.
What up, y'all? This is Atlanta's own Monica, holding it down with my one and only DJ Bobby Black.
Inside the building.
So I've been blessed now, man, to hit the road with 3 amazingly talented artists, man. First up the bat, 2006, I got the opportunity to hit the road with R&B singer Monica. How did that come about? So, my man Real gives me the phone call. Real was the manager of the Super Friends at the time, asking me, was I willing to hit the road with Monica? What kind of question is that? Of course I'm willing to hit the road with Monica, man. Set that up ASAP. You know what I mean? So he sets it up. The very first show is out there in Ohio, University of Miami in Ohio. I probably met Monica maybe 20 minutes before we hit the stage. So, you know, I go out there, I do my opening set, do my thing on an opening set. But when she hit the stage, I started to play it extremely safe. You know what I mean? I fell back from the microphone, wasn't doing too much talking because we didn't do any rehearsing. I'm a little bit starstruck, and it's my very first show with her, you know what I mean? I really didn't want to be talking all over her music like that. So we get back to Atlanta. I'm still super geeked. I mean, this Miss Thing, Miss Monica, I just rocked out with Monica. I probably had only been in the game now for maybe 4 years, really doing my thing as a DJ, and I'm already rocking shows with Monica. So my man Real gives me a call once I get back to Atlanta. Yo, what you do out there on the stage? I'm like, I went out there and did my thing. He like, nah, you didn't do your thing. You wasn't out there talking on the mic. They said, yo, listen, man, I talked it up. Never mind all that. I got you a second opportunity, man. Next time you go out there, you better go do your thing. And next time I went out there, I went and did my thing, man. And now I've been blessed enough to be rocking with Monica for 10 years, man. I super salute her, man, for that opportunity, man. That was definitely a blessing, man. Hats off to Miss Thing, Miss Monica. Then in the midst of all that, I got another blessing, man, to hit the road with another amazingly talented artist by the name of Gorilla Zoe. Now, Gorilla Zoe, I had already knew him previously from, you know, just being in the streets of Atlanta, selling mixtapes and stuff around town. And I got the phone call from his manager at the time, Rico Brooks, telling me Zoe needs a DJ. So I ended up hitting the road with Zoe. And Zoe was another experience in itself, because Zoe really gave me a chance to control the show. You know what I mean? He showed me what it was to really rock the stage. And because there's a difference between rocking the club and rocking the big stage. And Zoe really showed me the difference between the two and gave me that big stage experience. So man, I definitely salute Gorilla Zoe, man. Hats off, that's my brother for life, man. Then in the midst of all that, I get a call from Epic Records. They're telling me that they called DJ Mars, and Mars threw me the alley-oop to go hit the road with another amazingly talented artist by the name of Cash Out. So at the time, Cashing Out had just hit the charts. It was tearing up the charts. You know, I went and actually, he had me audition. Think about that. He had me audition for the gig. So I go to the auditions, about 5 other DJs. Don't want to name them, but I ended up getting the job. And we hit the road for about 3 years. Toured 3 years off of one single, man, which was crazy in itself, man. And Cash Out showed me another part of touring life, man. That was the first person to really take me on, like, you know how I did the Rap City thing, but that was the first person to take me on, like, the BET Awards, 106 and Park, you know, TV experiences, man. That's my brother right there, man. I got nothing but love for all 3 of the artists, you know what I mean? But let's rewind back to the Monica gig, so. But you know, one good thing out of tour life, though, so, you know, it has its ups and downs, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're riding high, sometimes you're riding low. But what happened was when I was out with Monica at the time, you know, we rocking and rolling. The Everything to Me record comes out. She ends up going on tour with Trey Songz. They didn't take a DJ on the tour, they just took the band and the dancers and stuff like that, which was cool, you know what I mean? Because it was a blessing in disguise because I ended up throwing a birthday party back home in Springfield, Mass, where I'm from. So my very first birthday party, I met my wife there.
Well, clap your hands for what he's doing.
She on the team like Rodman, it ain't about scoring. Put her on the Pumas, it ain't about Jordan. Gotta bet on yourself, girl, no time for yawning. We taking no days off, yeah, that's how we on it. Shoot my shot, Steph Curry couldn't pass that. All the problems in the past, girl, we passed that. If you with me, got your money, you can stash that. Even if you not, send your cash out. Got me ready to blow a bag, I'm with it, girl, let's go half.
That good love. The way she walk and talk is like a motion picture. She got the body of a goddess, cold bottle figure. That pretty caramel skin, you like a work of art. That Mona Lisa on my wall and tell me where to start. How about we never part, we all in this together. The Fresh Prince and Jada, we gon' make this last forever. For worse, for most better, the good, the bad weather. You all that I need, we'll ride or die, now sing. As sure as the sky's blue, for real girl, it's me in your world, stay true. That good love.
So far, my greatest accomplishment to date, my 3 beautiful children, my oldest daughter Riley, and my 2 boys, Copeland and Carson. But as far as hip hop is concerned, it's been one hell of a roller coaster ride, man. The ups, the downs, the twists, the turns, the many different obstacles. But guess what? I wouldn't trade it for the world, and I ain't ready to get off the ride yet. I've been blessed to have mixtapes to travel the whole entire globe. I've been blessed enough now to have rock stages in every single state of the United States of America. That's hip hop. And one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, I am hip hop, I am DJ Bobby Black, I am the ruler.
The ruler. Make room, let him work. 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 Make room, let him
don't start until he fall through. A lot of drip, a lot of ice, he brought the whole crew. He brought the whole team. Man, you know what I mean. Straight through the front door, they looking so clean. That little shorty over there, she love the dance floor. Two-stepping as she walking through the front door. She got her heels on, the red bottoms though. The Louis Wagner, you can tell she brought her own dough. You play this song, this gonna be their favorite, right? We just started off, know it's gonna be a long night. Now break a hill, sweat it out, watch them get light. If Bobby Black, I'm on fire tonight. It's DC in here, LA in here, New York in here, the ATL right there. Got Jersey and Miami, Philly in here too. Matter of fact, Will Tracks, tell them how we do. And